Hey, all you fucknuts out there, and anyone who's spying on me. You don't need to spy on me. You'll be able to watch this video on YouTube in a few minutes, like real human beings, like normal people do. But anyway, it's your call. Stupid is as stupid does. So a thought just crossed my mind. Naturally, I had to come on YouTube and spew it out. It's bad enough when you get a job. What do? First, every job I've ever had, the first day they sit you down, give you a little spiel, obviously, a little, what do you call it? Indoctrination. That's a good word for it. But basically, what do they tell you? You can relax here and have fun, you know. We're a family. Oh yeah, we're a family, you know. We're all friends here, you know. And all of a sudden, all these people, these complete strangers, become your like mandatory friends, right? Somebody has a birthday, we're gonna have a birthday party. Somebody goes out and buys a cake. Of course, you have to pitch in, right? The few dollars. You may not even know the person. They may be working in a different department or something. Like, you know, you got to pitch in to buy a fucking birthday cake, right? Then you got to pass the birthday card around. You got to, you know, sign the birthday card. Same when somebody leaves. When somebody leaves the company, the corporation, you know, the organization. You got to sign this fucking card for some complete stranger, you know. Sorry to see you go. Good luck in all your future life. Signed, Bob, you know. I love you. I don't know. What the fuck to say, you know. Christmas comes around, they have the office Christmas party or the whatever. You know, the warehouse, factory, shithole Christmas party, you know. You're expected to show up and make an ass of yourself. But yeah, it's not bad enough you have to work in some shithole just to make a living, you know, just to eat, you know, work for some asshole. No, you have to have all these mandatory friends as well, right? These are all your friends now. Yeah. Complete strangers. They were complete strangers, you know, last night. This morning, all of a sudden, I have, you know, 37 new friends, you know. Such bullshit. But of course, you know why they do it, right? They want everybody to be happy, you know, quote unquote happy. You know, they want everyone to think they're happy anyway. Kind of like Watchtower. They tell you, you know, in Watchtower, they don't ask you if you're happy. They tell you you're happy. Yeah, you are happy. You know, you're serving Jehovah. You're in Jehovah's organization, so you are happy. You know, you're not even allowed to question it. They tell you that you're happy. You know, so it's not that different in a place of work. It's like they want you to feel like, you know, pretend that you're happy, think that you're happy, so that you're you know, you work. All these people get together and don't fight, and work efficiently. You know, be good little efficient slaves so they can make the big boss, you know, zillions and zillions of dollars, right? That's what it's about. Well, in Jehovah, it's the same thing, right? First day you walk into the Kingdom Hall, what do they tell you? These are your friends. These are your new friends. You see, you walk into a building full of 70, 80, 100 people, all of a sudden, these are your friends, your new friends, you know? Not just your friends, by the way, your brothers and sisters. You know, what they really are is your mandatory friends. You know, they're supposed to be now people that you can trust, that you're supposed to love all of a sudden. These complete strangers, now you're like supposed to be in love with them, you know, and trust them with your lives. Really? If you're a JW out there, or even a former JW like me, would you have trusted any one of these people with your life? Would you have gone into battle with any of these people? Would you trust any of other Jehovah's Witness to have your back in a firefight, in a battle, in war? You know? You ever see that movie, The 300? It's a great movie, great film. Or how about Enemy at the Gates? Another great film where, you know, a small number of soldiers are trying to fend off like a massive assault. In Enemy at the Gates, it was, which is, by the way, based on a true story about Russian sniper Vasily Zaitsev. And these guys were crawling around the ruins of Stalingrad in World War II. They were crawling around the ruins of Stalingrad, the bloodiest battle in human history, the siege of Stalingrad. The Germans bombed it to hell. and Russian snipers like Zaitsev were crawling around creeping and crawling around the ruins like rats. But they were snipers, and they were picking off German officers. It was an incredibly in the beginning it was incredibly lopsided battle, with the Germans having the great advantage, and only a few of these guys trying to hold them off. Same with 300. It's about the battle again. It's based on a true story. The Battle of Thermopylae in ancient Greece around when was it? Something like close to 500 BC, something like that. The Spartans, 300 Spartans held off like 1 million Persians for a while. But it was a situation where people had to trust each other and have each other's backs. Would you trust a fellow Jehovah's Witness in a situation like that if you were one of the 300? Not me, man. If you had to pick somebody as a partner or a member of your squad, I sure wouldn't pick a JW. But that's what you're expected to do when you become a witness. It's like, no, you trust these people with your life. They're your brothers and sisters. They're not just your friends. They're your brothers and sisters now. How many of these folks have trusted their children with a fellow JW and left their kids with a fellow JW, only to find out years later that those kids were molested by that JW? Yeah? Where's the trust there? When you can't even trust your fellow JW not to molest your children and the organization itself. You can't even trust them to warn you that there's a predator in your congregation, because they won't tell you. If there's somebody who's molested kids in their past and they've been forgiven, and then they move into your congregation or whatever, and you don't know this person, you don't know them from Jack, and the organization doesn't tell you about their history. They don't tell you that this person's a molester. So here's a wolf among sheep, and your own elders will know his past, but they won't tell you. And you're supposed to trust your elders. You're supposed to trust Watchtower when they're putting predators in among you. If you trust them, if you still trust them, if you still trust Watchtower and your elders, knowing this, then you're just stupid. I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. But yeah, I mean, they're just your mandatory friends. They're not your brothers and sisters. They're your mandatory friends. And that's bullshit. Fuck that. If I want friends, I'll choose them myself. And if that's the way it is. What do you want me to say? Right? If you don't like the truth, if you prefer lies over truth, then you can go to hell, as far as I'm concerned.